Hi, I'm Ken, and today we will be going over this offset tile layout. I'll be showing you some of the steps and processes in getting the tile cut and things that you just normally don't see. I put some of these other tips, tricks in the last 2 or 3 videos. So just follow me along as we go through this bathroom remodel. And so remember, easy 2 tips and tricks where you can see everything up close and personal. And don't forget to like. Now, what is this pencil line doing right here? What's the purpose of that pencil line, do you know? And what about that pencil line? What's that pencil line doing there? Well, you know, I came off here with my speed square. Alright, and you can see it's off just a tad. But I'll show you what the purpose is, and that it's okay if it's off. And this one too. So with no further ado, let's do it. What is this tile doing upside down? That's the question. Well, I'll explain that in just a minute. But let's get back to these lines. Alright, there's a line. And we've got this flipped upside down. Now, angles matter. I'm looking at this at an angle, alright? You see my pencil line right here. Alright, and I'm looking at it at an angle. Watch how it changes when I look straight over the top. Bam, it's right in line with that pencil line on the floor. It's like an extension of that pencil line when you're straight over it. So you look straight over it, you sight it in, all right, I'm looking down here, and then I mark straight above it here, and it becomes an extension of that line here, okay? Now, same thing here. All right, look how off that is, or how off that line is there, all right? So here's my pencil line, all right? But my camera's at an angle, or my camera's at an angle, so depending on the angle, see, now we see the outside edge, all right, lines up with it. Or it can even become greater, see? Now, that's why you have to look straight over the top, and if you look straight over the top, you're right in line with it. See, it becomes an extension of that line. All right? Sighting it in, just like if you were, goodness, you know, target practice or something, right? So angles matter. See, I just tilt my camera, and it all changes. Alright, enough of that. So, look straight down, and it lines up. Come over here looking straight, and this little bitty mark becomes an extension of what's down below, but you got to look straight over the top. Alright? Same thing can apply if you're marking across something as well. Alright, now that's the first tip. Now, what is this tile doing upside down? When I cut this, because I'm going to cut this across, and I'm flipping it so that the cut side is at the wall. Alright, so this will flip over. And my cut side will be over here at the wall when I'm done, and the finished edge will be right here. So everything looks uniformity and precise. Alright, that's the purpose for flipping that last one upside, or flipping it over. Alright, tip number 2. Tip number 3. Alright, there's what's called a crow's foot, alright, or your arrow. Now, we're going to mark this and line that up right there where it goes. Okay, now we know we're right there where we need to be. It all lines up. Then we're going to mark down this way. We get it accurately over here on the other side. All right. There's our pencil line. Okay, let's take our speed square. Alright. And we're going to line it up with our pencil line. Right there. Okay. And we'll get this lined up. We're going to test it. Oh, you can't see it. Alright, we're going to get it lined up right here. And then we can mark across the top. Angles. Remember the angles. Now we're straight on. Alright. And we mark. Test it here first. If we line up here, then we're good. Okay. And then we can mark it here right on top. And there we have it. Okay, now we'll cut. Alright, you see that little silver edge down here by the pencil? That's our sight down here, alright? Now, we have this outer pencil line lined up with that, okay? So, right here is the edge, right there, alright? And that lines up with that pencil line right up above. Look at the tip of the pencil to the outside, left side of that pencil blade, alright? Right there. And we're right there at it. Okay, now, the next step is now we have to pivot this so that the pencil line is right at the blade. Or you can mark it at the blade first and then come back and do the back side. Okay, so there's the pencil line right here. Okay, now that wedge is going to be a huge part of this process. Alright, that's going to go back here to hold this in place while I cut so it doesn't move. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to get this lined up here, right where we want to cut it, at the blade. Okay. And that's lined up right where we want it to be. Okay, then we come back here and I make the adjustment here. Now I'm going to push this to the blade so it's touching the blade so it will pivot. Alright, right there. Get it right where I want it. Alright, now you can see the blade. Okay, you can see that pencil line right there where we want it. Now I'm going to come back here. Alright, and I'm going to adjust this where I want this here. Alright, so I'm going to bring this back and slide this, get it right in line. Alright, you got to play with it a little bit to get it adjusted. You want that pulled back against the fence. You want this touching here at this point. Alright, and that's there now. We're going to put in the wedge. Alright, take the wedge, put it in to where it stops. Stops right there. Don't push it past that or you're going to move it. Just to where it's touching and just slightly snug. Then you pull back on the tile as you cut to lock that shim in place. That's called splitting the line, splitting your pencil line, alright? That's for a really super tight, close cut. Alright, saving the line. Really, you're splitting it in half. Okay, it's going to work there. Now I'm going to show you the difference between the cut edge and the factory edge, alright? Now, this is the factory edge look, where two factory edges come together. Alright. And here's that where it crosses. Alright, there's the top. And that came out really well. Okay, now I'll show you the cut edge and how it looks. Now, which one's a factory edge? Are you seeing it? I'm thinking you do. The factory edge, alright, is right here. See, it's rounded over. See how hard and crisp. Alright, this edge is here. Alright, so that's the difference. That's why this side goes to the wall. Alright. Now, if you didn't know what to look for, you wouldn't see it. But now, you will see the difference and you'll know. Alright. You got a tile layer. This isn't critical, but you know, it's just something you need to do. It just makes it look better overall. Okay, I've just set this tile down there. Okay, I haven't done anything to it. Okay, now let's see if we can't get zoomed in on this bubble. Okay. Now we have to work this tile. That bubble is almost level. So now I got to take this and turn and pick this edge up right here, okay? Take this shim, I'm going to lift it up, okay? Margin trial, get that up there. Now we're level. Alright, well, almost level. Now, it's probably going to require me to add some more thin set underneath. But as you can see here, that bubble is now level. Okay? So, this shim. Alright, so I need to get a little bit more in here. Okay? Where you see these lines, it's where it needs a little bit more. Okay, everywhere you see there's lines, it needs a little more. Okay. Now I just added quite a bit in there. Okay. Now that'll all spread out. And be fine now. The shim is my marker. Alright, it's going to keep it right where it was at. Okay. Alright, let's get this laid right back in place. Now I can put my, there we go. And we're now level. Alright, now I can press down and make the necessary adjustments. Let's check it crossways. Alright, crossways. Okay, this needs to come down. Okay, I'm pressing down here. All right, getting that level on this edge. Okay, now this is where your leveling shims can come in with your system. All right, now put this in here. This has got to come down a little more. Okay. Okay. That's going to be a little tight. I have to work with it. Alright, you always want to clean out your joints. Right there's the excess. You wipe this off, put it back in the bucket. Okay, now I've got it wiped off, but it's still full. That's not grout. Your grout goes in there, alright? So I'm just taking this broken part of my shim here, alright, my spacer, and I'm just cleaning it out, alright? You just keep working it, alright? Just come through here and you just keep cleaning that out, alright? Wiping it down. Okay, see there's more here. Alright, you just clean it out. And you keep working it. Okay, I've got these shims in. Okay, now you take this little wrench with your tool here. Sorry for this recklessness at the moment. Okay, and then you put this over and you work it. Okay. Alright. Sometimes you run into a snag. Now that bubble's touching the line. Alright, I'm working this out. So we're putting pressure and shaking and putting pressure right here. Okay. And we're going to get that level. Alright, now you can see we've got this level. Just got to clean this up. Clean out the grooves again. And this will be complete. Alright. Okay, here's the overall view. Just got to get her cleaned up. Okay. This is over there by the toilet in the corner. This is the next row here. Alright, and there's my space. I'm going to put my partial tile here, which matches this partial tile I just set over there. Alright, so this just keeps it real. And check out the other 2 videos, other 3 videos. You'll get bits and tips throughout this whole entire series. Alright. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed this episode or part. And you want to go back through, because I show little steps, little tricks in each video. You know, you really can't put everything into one video. They're just too much. And then it changes every time you move forward in the process. So I look forward to hearing from you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support and being here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I look forward to answering them and interacting with you. So that concludes this. So remember, easy 2 tips and tricks where you can see it up close and personal. So don't forget to hit that thumb.